Today's video, we're going to be checking out the Mattel Hot Wheels San Diego Comic-Con 2018 release of the Thanos Copter. First, I'd like to thank the folks over at Mattel for making this review possible and taking the time to send in this my way. This is the SDCC 2018 exclusive, the Hot Wheels Thanos Copter. First things first, before of course we have a look at the die-cast copter inside, I want to show you what the box looks like. It's a really nice looking box celebrating 50 years. 50 years of Hot Wheels. The front has some very classic looking Thanos artwork from the comic. The issue actually that this is taken from is Spidey Super Stories number 39. The read-up says, and actually just showing you the Thanos Copter in action, he says, "They say that cats have 9 lives, now I'll see for myself." He's not hiding it, the fact that this is his copter after all. It does say Thanos right across the tail of the helicopter. The read-up says, packaged inside of its very own cosmic cube, Hot Wheels pays tribute to the 1979's Spidey Super Stories number 39 by recreating one of the most talked about and unlikely vehicles in the world of comic books, the Thanos Copter. Piloted by the Mad Titan himself, this finely detailed die-cast helicopter has a real spinning main rotor, twin landing skids, and looks ready to take flight at any time and wreak havoc throughout the Marvel Universe. That's pretty cool. I've already gone ahead and cut the seal on the front, and we can open this up. And inside the box, you've got yourself the helicopter, Thanos Copter itself. And it looks pretty cool, I have to admit. It is inside its own separate box. As you can see, it's got a really nice translucent blue effect done to it. And there is actually, now I haven't gone ahead and cut the seal yet on this because I think whatever removing of the copter I'm going to be doing here is probably not going to allow me to put it back in its place unless I probably tape it back down or whatnot. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this opened right now. And I think for that, there's just a seal on the one side. There we go. And there should be a seal. Maybe there isn't a seal. No, there was only that one on the front there. And we'll go ahead and get this opened up. Maybe there is actually a seal on this side. I don't see one. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this. There we go. It wasn't a seal. It was just these little slots and tabs on the sides. Open that up. And very carefully, we pull out. Is there an easy way to get this out? It looks as if it might actually be attached to the inside of the box. Perhaps the easiest, maybe you know what, let's close this up, close up shop, and we're going to open it from the bottom. Cut the seal on the bottom. Get that opened up. There we go. Yes, and sure enough, there is as you can see, there are 2 pieces of tape. A tape on one side and a tape on the other, and that's keeping everything together. I don't think this will come out on its own. It does and it doesn't. It's still technically attached to the interior of the box. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of cut the sides here. Obviously, you guys will want to see a close-up look of what this looks like. And we'll go ahead and cut the tape on the other side. There we go. And there we go. Again, I had a feeling that it was going to be not the easiest thing to remove from the packaging, which was the reasoning why I waited until the review here, just to there are just these little elastic bands here. This is technically technically the second vehicle that we've looked at from SDCC. There we go. There we go. And we'll just put that right there. It's neat as well that it comes in its very own cosmic cube. I do think that's a nice touch. And then, of course, there we've got the helicopter. No worse for wear, just a little bit of elastic bands. We can just remove that. And there we have the Thanos copter. Now, the rotor, the top main rotor, does spin. It's not something that you could flick and it would spin. It does have, it's a little on the stiff side. The rear doesn't look like, the rear rotor actually spins. It's part of the actual body. And then you've got the supports underneath there, the landing skis. Now, if you look deep, deep inside, obviously for the fact it is Thanos' helicopter, there's his writing right there. But if you look deep inside, there is the Mad Titan piloting his helicopter. Kind of like when we looked at the Superman, which is the previous review. I think I posted the previous review being the Superman. The Superman was nicely detailed for its size, and I have to equally say the same thing about Thanos here. Although it is a little hard to make him out because we are, of course, looking at him through the front window, the cockpit window. It's a little harder, it kind of distorts him. You can see, though, for his size, he's painted rather nicely, even right down to his face. I can even make out that there is a sneer on his face. There's some teeth visible, and they've gone ahead and painted his eyes. His hands are on the front control console, the little joysticks there on the front, which apparently that's how you fly a helicopter back in the day. The helicopter is primarily made of metal. I think, if anything, the undercarriage here might be, obviously the skis here are plastic. I feel as if maybe this part here is plastic, and then this part here is the metal, as well as, of course, the top part here being in metal. Like I said, the rotor does spin. It doesn't spin very well. It's not something, again, like you could just flick it and it would spin fast. But it's a nice recreation of the copter that Thanos piloted in Spidey's Super Stories number 39. And just to show you the other exclusive, which we've already done a review of, this was the Action Comics number 1 Superman First Appearance. I gravitate a little bit more towards this one, being a bigger DC fan myself. I think that's a really great recreation of the sedan that Superman's, of course, carrying above his shoulders. But I do really like this. I like the simplicity of the helicopter. It's so crazy the fact that Thanos would actually have piloted his own copter, right down to the fact that he would have had his name on the rear tail of the helicopter. It's just so ridiculous, and yet so very cool that Mattel and Hot Wheels would have recreated this in die-cast form. Obviously, as well, this benefits from the fact that you could simply just have this on a shelf on its own, where, again, the Superman and the car was a little bit more tricky. It's not something that you could display out of the packaging like this. Thanos helicopter, on the other hand, you can do perfectly fine. Now, the only concern I have is when you are putting this back in the packaging, I don't think it's going to be able to... You may be able just to sort of rest the helicopter on top. It doesn't really have a place where it will store. The elastics really kept the skis at bay. So likely when you are putting it back in display, this would be something that the helicopter sadly is going to shift around a little bit once you get it back inside the cosmic cube here. Those looking to acquire the Superman and Sedan Action Comics number 1 or the Marvel Thanos Copter will want to check out SDCC, which is currently happening right now. If you can get yourself in line at San Diego Comic-Con, you could probably pick up both of these, and I think they're about $20 a piece. Or you can wait and get them online through aftermarket places. Unfortunately, as it usually goes with scalpers, the prices on these may skyrocket a little bit higher if you're not able to get them at the actual convention. Either way, a big thank you to the folks over at Mattel for making these 2 reviews happen and taking the time and sending these my way. Today we were having a look at the San Diego Comic-Con 2018 Hot Wheels release of the Thanos Copter. And we know it's Thanos' copter because his name's written across the end there. Crazy. If you guys haven't had a chance to hit that little subscribe button down below, make sure you do so. We're going to have a look at some more SDCC exclusives in the next coming videos, so stay tuned for that. As always, guys, thanks for watching. As you always do, I'll see you next time.